All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of the Outdoor Showcase. We got Shelia back with us this week. Excited to have her back. And the last couple of weeks that we've done shows, we've kind of alluded that we've got a little bit of um, special news coming your way, and we've got some great guests coming up. We got Raptor um, Tackle Roll coming up, and also Thunder Rocket Lures, which they've got some really cool stuff as well. They're coming up a little later in the show, but um, we got some real exciting news to start the show off with. And one of our favorite guests that we had from last year, Hugh Stump from the Greater Gadsden area tourism, is here with us. And Shelia, I'm just going to let you take over. I'm sure a lot of people know what's going on, but there's a lot that still don't as well.
Well, don't leave us, Mike. Just don't leave us.
Oh, and before we bring on Hugh, don't forget, you've got an Amazon Fire Stick, Roku device on your TV. You can watch all the episodes of the Outdoor Showcase, usually right after they air live on Facebook. You can watch them on your Amazon Roku device or watch every single episode that's ever aired. You can see that as well. So we're going to, without any further ado, we're going to bring on Hugh Stump. And from one of my favorite places that I like to travel to, the great city of Gadsden, Alabama. I actually almost moved there. We talked about this last time. Very close to moving there, but I ended up settling here to East Tennessee. But I love coming there to visit. And Sheila's got some exciting news. You got some exciting news. So go right ahead.
Well, Hugh, I want you to tell me a little bit about this place, Gadsden. I've only got to be there one time. I think I'm going to be coming back quite a bit more. But
I think you are. Yeah.
Yeah, so let me get this straight. You have some of the major fishing tournaments in this area, don't you?
We do. We have quite a few big tournaments.
So you've got catfishing, crappie fishing, bass fishing. You got a little bit of everything down there.
Yeah, we do all three types of tournaments, but bass is probably the heaviest type of tournaments we do.
Awesome. So Hugh, what do you think? I mean, do you think this would be a great place for a fishing show?
Well, we just built a new building right on the river, right next to our boat launch and boat ramp. Just a few years ago, opened it up. It's called the Venue at Coosa Landing.
Uh-huh.
And it's a nice big building, modern amenities, right on the water. I think it'd be a great place to do a show.
Well, I'm so glad you said that, Hugh, because me and you are going to be doing this.
I understand that's the case, and I think that's March 10th through 12th, 2023.
Yes, it is. I mean, we sort of pulled this off really fast. I'm not going to lie there, but in the beginning, I thought about waiting until 2024, and I thought, no, it's time. And with your encouragement and your support, then I knew it was time.
Well, you did move fast, and it was quite the surprise how fast you moved, to be honest.
Well, yeah. Then after me and you got done, I had to come home and really start to work.
Well, you know how much goes into it, and I think the model you're building on, the East Tennessee Fishing Show and Expo, is a great model to start with. So when you've got that base, it's certainly going to make it a little easier for you.
Yes, it is going to make it easier for me. And, everybody I have talked to are very excited. When I came down to talk to everybody about bringing the fishing show down there, I didn't really get to go around the town or anything like that. With you guys have told me the tournaments that's been there and the hotels and things like that. But I really think that me and you and Mike and Ray are going to make this the biggest fishing show Alabama has ever seen.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Gadsden's a wonderful fishing community. And one of the coolest things about where we're going to do this show is that downtown is about a block away
yes.
from the Expo. So if people come to the Expo, we'll be able to, experience Gadsden just right within a few blocks of the show hall, the Venue at Coosa Landing. Downtown Gadsden is right there. And it's got great eateries, great shops. It's a 95% occupied downtown. It's alive, vibrant. We've got lofts downtown. There's nightlife and such. So there's going to be a lot for people to do when they come to Gadsden to check out the Alabama Fishing Show and Expo in March 2023.
That's right. And, Hugh, we've already got people signed up.
I'm sorry, say that again?
We've already got vendors signed up to come to Alabama.
I need to sign up myself.
Well, I was
Maybe I'll
thinking
get a free
about this.
booth. I don't know.
I was thinking about this morning. Now, I just need your paperwork. I mean, from my understanding, you're going to help us sponsor this show.
Yes, we are. We are going to help you out, and we would like to be the presenting sponsor for this show.
That's right. That's right. And I talked to some of the boat dealers. We've got some boat dealers that's going to be involved. Very excited about that. Very excited. So I think we're gonna pull this off.
I think we will. And you guys have got a great track record. I've been exhibiting at your show for a number of years.
Yes.
We have a great time up there. And, I was like, biting your ankle going, hey, you could do this show in Alabama.
I know. And, I have thought about this and wanted to do this for years.
Not so far away from Gadsden at all, but, Alabama has such a great fishing reputation with all the lakes here.
Yes.
Major League Fishing, Bassmaster Elite, Bassmaster Opens, all here. Mike, you fished here a bunch of times at lakes in Alabama. You got Gunnersville, Wheeler, Pickwick, Neely Henry. You're going to have a ton of anglers to draw from, especially in, the wintertime there, late wintertime, early spring.
I think this is going to be a wonderful thing. And here's something that I've really not released yet, but, my IT guy, Ray, he's listening, but he's around here somewhere. He surprised me this weekend that he had already built a website.
Oh, great.
And it's the Alabama Fishing Show and Expo.
Okay.
So we're going to be releasing that really, really soon.
Okay. We were digging up pictures for you yesterday. I've almost got them ready to send for you. So you have lots of great
that is great.
Yeah.
Because
we'll
really
so we'll get that to you real fast.
That sounds wonderful. So what do you think, Mike?
I think it's a really cool idea. Ever since I saw the building, that was when I went out there last October. That was the first time that I'd actually seen the venue at Coosa Landing. Prior to that, I had fished, numerous national and local tournaments there at the lake and spent a lot of time in Gadsden, but I hadn't been there since they built the new facility, and it's fantastic. I think it's in the perfect place when you think about, wanting to have an outdoor show or fishing show right there at Coosa Landing. There's something for everybody right there, and the close proximity to downtown. I think it's going to be perfect.
I can't wait to go downtown. I didn't get to do that. I mean, I flew in Gadsden and flew back out really fast. Yeah,
being right there on the water, if you want to have an on-water component to it, if you've got boat dealers that want to do demos and things like that, you've got, you have the access right there. And there's a Buffalo Wild Wings right next door to the venue, right in between Coosa Landing and the venue. So there's lots of opportunities for people to have a good time.
Oh yeah, we are going to have a good time, but more than that, we're going to all those fishing tournaments that you have down there. I've got the supplies coming with me to make it a great year for them.
Excellent.
They can buy all the products they want to buy.
Yeah, well, that's the time of the year they're stocking up on stuff, So it's right about the kickoff of fishing season in Alabama, mid-February, late February.
Yes, and I got applications that came in this morning. I haven't got to look at yet, and some of them are for the Alabama show. I got Thunderhawks this morning. He's coming. Not only is he coming to Tennessee, but he is also coming to Alabama. And Rob Cochran from Jawjackers, he's not only coming to Tennessee, but he is also coming to Alabama. So we got a whole list of them. So yeah. I'm very excited about that.
Here's one of the things I'm excited, Sheila and Hugh, is that, if you think about the East Tennessee Fishing Show, and one of the things, Sheila, that you wanted to do with that show ever since the beginning is make it a multi-species tournament. So not just simply a bass show, but no matter what you fish for. So you've done a great job at incorporating catfish, crappie fishing, some saltwater stuff, some fly stuff, all into the East Tennessee show. You can do exactly the same thing in Gadsden, Alabama, because they've got bass fishing. They've got some of the greatest crappie fishing in the South between Gadsden and, Neely Henry and Weiss Lake. Two great destinations to go crappie fish. They've got catfishing. There's some saltwater fishing a little bit further to the south down in the coast. But Hugh, Nakalula Falls, trout fishing right there in Gadsden, Alabama. So
yeah, I was wondering when you get to that.
I was getting
rainbow trout in the Black Creek up at Nakalula Falls. So that season kicks off October 15th and runs through the end of May. So rainbow trout right here in Gadsden, along with the bass, the crappie, and the catfish.
Well, Hugh, I'm very excited about this. I think we all have made the perfect move to bring the East Tennessee Fishing Show to Alabama. And but it will not be called the East Tennessee Fishing Show. It's the Alabama Fishing Show and Expo, right there in Gadsden, Alabama.
Yeah, we're excited for you all to come down. Anything we can do to help you, make sure you let us know.
Oh, don't worry. I'll be blowing your phone up.
Yeah, we're excited though. So we're happy to do that. That's what we're here for.
Hey, and I'm going to be walking here real soon, so I've got to get back down there and actually be able to walk around.
Yeah, work on that.
I am. I stood up today.
I know. I saw you stumbling around there.
Oh, did you?
Oh, you look fine. I'm joking.
I'm counting the days down.
Okay.
Awesome. Hugh, so I've been looking at, the last couple of weeks, some of your posts on social media, all of the different fall festivities and stuff going on there in Gadsden. Seems like every single weekend something's going on. Talladega was last weekend. And I forget what else. I've seen so much stuff, but what do you got coming up there this fall that people might want to come and check out?
Well, our biggest attraction during the fall, which kicks off Thanksgiving weekend, is Christmas at the Falls. So that's, millions and millions of lights and light shows, things going on at the falls. We decorate up there. If you haven't seen it, and Google Nakalula Falls, Noccalulla, Nakalula, 90-foot waterfall, 2.5 miles from downtown Gadsden. You don't have to hike to get there. Now you can hike down into the gorge, and you can go behind the waterfall if you want, over the suspension bridge and such, but that'll all be lit up with Christmas lights. Santa will be there, Grinch will be there, all kinds of characters for the kids. And that starts Thanksgiving weekend, and we'll probably do several 100,000 visitors during those 2 months.
Does it run just on weekends, or is
it's every night except for Christmas Day and Christmas Eve and New Year's Day, I believe.
Brandy would love that.
You can get information at NakalulaFallsPark.com, or you can go to our website, Greater Gadsden Area Tourism/events, and you can get some info on that. We just had Art on the Rocks a couple of weeks ago, big art show. We had over 90 vendors up there for that. We have a car show in the spring. They'll bring car classic lovers from, 15 states. It's a great park and a very valuable addition to our tourism itinerary.
That's wonderful.
Excellent. Not to mention the great fishing on Neely Henry too.
Oh yeah.
Fall is prime time to go catch some Coosa River spotted bass, which is what I love catching when I go there. It's a great place to go fish.
Yeah, we enjoy it, and we love to have people come here and fish. And like you say, Weiss Lake is just up the road on the other side of the dam. Coosa River's got impoundments, and the top impoundment, the northernmost one, is Weiss Lake, long known as the crappie capital of the world. And so there's great fishing right up there. And then between the Weiss Dam and Neely Henry Dam is Neely Henry Lake. That's where we're on. We're out in the middle about that, north to south. About 77 miles of river between Weiss Lake and Neely Henry Dam, 11,000 acre lake. So it's not real big, but it's not Gunnersville sized, but it's a great fishery for those Coosa River spotted bass.
Awesome.
Excellent.
So I guess our time's just about up on this.
So Shelia, what I know you've been working on social media stuff and website. Ray's been working on that. We're starting to get the word out. I know you've done some posts too. You did some kind of cryptic posts before we actually made the announcement, and people that thing blew up a bunch, and people have been inquiring. But now that the word's out, we got any vendors out there that want to get involved, or just people want some more information. Where are they going to be able to find us?
Well, right now they can find us at the East Tennessee Fishing Show Facebook page or the website, which is www.easttennesseefishingshow.com. Or they can also find us on the Alabama Fishing Show and Expo on Facebook. And we also have a website. We've got to do, Ray's got to get a couple more things to get in line, but we are going to really set that up here in the next week.
Yep. And we'll make sure that whatever we post on any of the various social media channels, that we include information for everything so that it's
Yes.
easy to find.
Yes, yes. And then we've got some great advertising that's getting ready to start. We just put an ad in the FLW magazine and Bassin magazine and a couple more magazines that I normally do for the East Tennessee Fishing Show. I'll be doing for the Alabama also. 2 separate ads, 2 separate businesses, 2 separate shows. So Alabama will have their own name, put it that way.
Perfect.
Excellent.
So I'm excited about those.
I am. And it's, what do we hear? Beginning of October, March is going to come really, really fast.
Well, it is. And then my billboards will go up at the end of February. I've got, I think there are 20 something billboards going all over Alabama about the fishing show. And of course, we're going to be doing TV commercials and radio, just like we do the East Tennessee Fishing Show. Even though it's our first year, we're blowing this out of the water.
That's great. We appreciate that.
So I think I'm very excited about it.
Me too.
I know Hugh's excited.
We are. And, as you get those websites up and built, we'll get those links. You can always go to greatergadsden.com or our sister site, fishneelyhenrylake.com. We'll have information on there, both of those sites. They're also both of those on Facebook, Greater Gadsden and Fish Neely Henry Lake.
That sounds wonderful.
Excellent. Hugh, thanks a lot for being. Always having fun having you on as a guest, the Outdoor Showcase. Can't wait to see you. If I don't get to see you here soon, I may take a trip up there and go visit the falls after Thanksgiving. Go check out the lights.
Yeah.
If I don't see you before then, I'll see you in January at the East Tennessee Fishing Show, and for sure in March at the Alabama Fishing Show and Expo.
Yep. If I don't see you before then, I'll see you in January at the East Tennessee Fishing Show. And we welcome you down and give you a big old welcome, and come see us in Gadsden, Alabama.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Well, Mike, what do you think?
I'm excited. I really think, I travel around to a lot of shows around the country, and Alabama really needs a good fishing show. They've got some boat shows and some combo shows and, things like that, but they don't have a true fishing show. And anybody that's ever been to the East Tennessee Fishing Show knows that it is a true fishing show. You can't buy a mop there, or you can't buy squeegees or, any stuff that's non-fishing.
Get a massage.
You can't get a massage. You walk in there, it's fishing stuff. And the cool thing about the East Tennessee Fishing Show too is that it's very unique companies that do not exhibit anywhere else in the country, but your show typically. A lot of the custom manufacturers, the custom crankbait makers, plastic makers, people like that. The folks that you just don't get to see at another show come to the East Tennessee Fishing Show, and now they're going to come to the Alabama Fishing Show and Expo.
That is correct, Mike. I am very excited about this.
Yep, me too. we are all out of time. So we're going to do more shows coming up. I believe we've got another one coming on the 13th, and then another one on the 20th of October, and then we're working on our November schedule. So we're ramping up the shows here in the Outdoor Showcase. We're going to keep highlighting different companies and vendors that are in both the East Tennessee Fishing Show and the Alabama Fishing Show and Expo.
Yes.
So be looking for more episodes of that.
That sounds good. So let's get our next guest on.
Excellent. We're going to take a very quick commercial break, and we will be right back with, I believe, Thunder Rocket Lures.
Sounds perfect to me.
Excellent. Be right back. I'm Mike DelVisco. That's Sheila Bunch, the Outdoor Showcase. Hey, it's Mike DelVisco back with you here, the Outdoor Showcase. Welcome back. Welcome back. And, continuing our series of shows here, promoting some of the great vendors that we're going to have, not only at the East Tennessee Fishing Show in January, but our brand new show, as you just heard from Hugh Stump, the greater Gadsden area. It's going to be the Alabama Fishing Show and Expo in Gadsden, Alabama. And hey, we got Wade Werner from a really cool place on the lake, which I love. It's one of my favorite lakes in the whole country to go fish. He's out actually on the water right now at Old Hickory Lake, getting ready for an event. But Wade has got a really cool lure that he's going to be showing us here, and also got some exciting news on some other stuff that he's got. Wade, how's it going?
Pretty good, Mike. How are you today?
Doing great. Doing great. Thanks very much.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're out here enjoying a little bit of sunshine on Old Hickory today. We've got a tournament coming up, trying to get some practice time on the water. So pretty excited just to be out here enjoying God's creation.
Awesome. And, we've had a chance to talk a little bit in the last couple of days, and you kind of filled me in on some of the stuff that you've got going on. But Thunder Rocket Lures is your company, and really cool bunch of products for one of the things that really, that this type of I guess you would call it a lure or a rig, came about. I don't know how many years ago now, but it's an umbrella rig or an Alabama rig, and you have a really cool variation of that I think is going to be awesome. I've seen it in underwater action in some of your videos and stuff. It looks really cool, and I can't wait to throw one myself.
Yes, sir. Very excited about that. That's our debut release for 2022 is the Thunder Rig. Something that's really cool is that we're able to bring the element of sound to, like you said, it's a lure that's been around a little while, but it's been all about flash and glitz. And now we've been able to add the element of sound to it. I've got one hanging here right next to me. The blade that's on here, this Thunder Rocket blade, I'm sure you can hear it through the speaker there.
Sounds great.
This was something that it kind of came to me one day. I was actually driving behind a gentleman with fishing poles sticking out of the bed of his truck. He must have been heading to the lake, do some fishing, and I thought, man, it'd be great to be out fishing today. And sure enough, on the tailgate of his truck, there it was. There's the Jesus fish, and it was just speaking to me right there that, by golly, if he wasn't the OG fisherman himself, and if he can catch fishermen, we can catch fish. And that's where this whole thing spurred from. And that was probably about 10 years ago. It took me a little while to figure out how to prototype and get this thing in a functional state. But once we were able to put it together and get out on the lake and start fishing with it, it was very obvious. I know you've probably seen in some of the little promo shots, the second cast with the Thunder rig pulled in a 30-pound striper. And I know all the black bass guys are going, hold on, wait a minute, we're not striper fishing, but you know that those striper and bass, they all run together, they all feed the same. Since then, we've caught numerous bass on it. The striper, we've had some prototypes go into northern waters and catch muskie at northern. It's just something really cool. We've kept it kind of compact. Out here on Old Hickory, I'm running this all on weedless hooks. That way I could Texas rig them, and I could drag this right through the old stickery brush out here. So it's something really cool. It definitely is gonna enhance the game when it comes to the dirtier water and being able to fish an A-rig for sure.
Yeah, and when you think about that, that middle, I'm just going to call it the rocket, that spins around and gives off a tremendous amount of vibration as well as the noise too. That just adds a whole nother element to, an umbrella style rig. I'm sure that you've fished them, with your traditional blades on the front, and, everybody's got a little bit of variation to it, and mostly with spinner type blades. But you're the first one that I've ever seen that's done something totally different with that center bait.
Yes, sir. And that was kind of the hope, is to have something that's different, because a lot of times these fish get accustomed to seeing a lot of the same things over and over. Just putting something new in front of them, something that sounds different, looks different, reacts different to the surroundings, it draws their attention. So definitely excited about this. Definitely excited about the A-rig season coming into full force. I think we're right on the leading edge of it right now. By spring, we should have a photo reel, 10 miles long with fish that we've been catching on these things all winter.
Yeah.
So yes, very excited about it.
Yeah. So the bait or the rig itself has 5 arms plus the centerpiece. Is that correct?
Just 3 arms. And
3.
we did that primarily so it can apply to the majority of A-rig laws and rules that are out there by the different states, because some of them restrict. They don't allow 5 arms. So rather than making multiple rigs, we made one that is universal. We've tried to do things right. The heads on them, instead of the traditional lead or the composites that tend to break apart, we're actually using a zinc alloy, so it's lead free, but it's super strong. And it's a little lighter than lead too, so it allows us to be able to adjust the weights on this a little bit more. The 3 arms like that too. One thing that was brought to our attention, we debuted this down at ICAST this year, and I got a lot of attention. I didn't even think about this. All the kayak guys kept coming up to me and said, wow, a really cool new A-rig that we can throw, and it doesn't reel us to it. We can actually reel it in because it doesn't have so much resistance out there in the water. It's not like you're casting a drift sock anymore.
Right. You
could throw this, you can get in close cover, throw it around docks, throw it around brush. So it really does. It gives a whole new element, not just the sound, but the functionality and usability of an A-rig. Right.
That's really cool. And I like the fact that if you're, like you said, you're throwing it around brush and cover, which is an underutilized way to throw one of these, that, center rocket is going to kick off of the cover and create a different, almost like, slow rolling a spinnerbait and ticking it against the brush and popping it. And that's going to add just another element of fish attracting to that rig.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. I love the fact that you can really get this in anywhere. We just pulled up in a pocket right before I got on here with you, and we could see all the logs out there. And I was like, this is great. We can actually see what it's doing, because a lot of times the water around here is kind of dirty, and it's very cleared up right now. And I was able to watch this thing crawl over logs and how it reacted and flipped off of there. And it looked just like all the bait fish that was in that pocket as well. So
yeah. What's the length of the rocket?
The rocket itself, the blade is 2 3/4 inches long.
Okay,
so
perfect.
The fuselage, I guess you'd call it, the body of it is probably equivalent to about a 4.5 willow leaf blade. So give you a little bit of perspective on the side, and then of course adding the tails on there. And it's cool. We've got like a 4-inch. This is a 4.2-inch swim bait on here. It fits right in with them. We've thrown stuff a little bit bigger on it. It doesn't look out of place or look too small. And we've gone all the way down to the little 2.8 swim baits as well. And it's just seems to be the perfect happy medium to fit all of them.
Right. And I know you've got 2 colors right now. You've got the the clear, and then what's called the platinum, which is was that the one you were showing up, or was that?
That
the
is
clear?
platinum. Yeah. That's the silver color. We've actually been able to fuse in what they call laser paper, technical term on it, but it adds like a really cool like iridescent finish to it. So it's not just a bland chrome. It actually has a little bit of that iridescence, much more like a bait fish. So we have platinum. We'll get to that, but there's the clear blade. So you can really, really blend it in for the clear water. And then we also have a gold blade that is a really deep gold. There's the gold blade.
Yeah.
So then you can really utilize it in some dirtier water and help enhance that A-rig. So that is the Thunder Rig. That is the debut product from us for 2022. The inventory shipment coming in just in the next couple of weeks, so they will hit the market. I've got a I'm so excited, I can't wait, and I am one of those. So yeah. They are coming in soon. I guess not to completely change topics, but to also introduce our 2023 lineup, which will be at the shows. We'll have it there in Knoxville. We'll have it in Alabama. Is our Thunder bait lineup. We're taking the Thunder blade and we are putting it in a spinnerbait form.
Cool. That's really cool.
So now I know that there's been some, I guess, trial and errors in the past of some different rattling spinner baits. I've thrown with the little rattles on the arms and everything else. But I think there was one thing that was always lingering with those was the fact that centrifugal force would take over. And so what we've coined the technology inside this blade is React technology. And it's rotation enhanced anti-centrifugal tumbler. So when this thing comes to water, it spirals like a football, but there's a tumbler inside there that makes those BBs constantly kick around and create that hard rattle noise.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's we've seen it in the test tanks. You can stand 5 feet from a test tank, and when it goes through, I mean, it sounds like someone's in there banging on the glass. So really excited about these. These are gonna be coming in 5 colors. Of course, that's the staple of them all, the white chartreuse. We're gonna go all the way down to a clear water model, almost like a sight flash colored skirt with the clear blade on it. I like pairing these up with a real light colored swim bait. Now you can also roll your swim bait slow. You can help keep it a little bit weedless with the arm over the top like a spinnerbait, but you add that element of sound to those as well.
Right.
And then the opposite end of the color spectrum for night fishing or gloomy days is we've got this dark black and purple color. It's got a little purple kicker blade.
Oh, that's really cool.
The Thunder Rocket's got a nice dark, like a black nickel finish to it. So we're also going to have a like a fire craw color in there for the springtime. And I know rattling baits and a fire, I can't wait to get down to Gunnersville in the spring and start ripping them up off the weed beds. Those are going to be great. And then we're also going to have a chartreuse color just for your dirty water guys that need that little extra pop of color.
Right.
So yes, those are all coming as well. January 1, those will hit the market, and
And,
we'll be
and then
rocking.
in 2 weeks you'll have the rig in, or a few weeks.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Awesome. And if people want to find out ordering info, social media website, stuff like that.
Yeah, we're on Facebook, Instagram. I've got Thunder Rocket TV developed on YouTube. We need to start adding content to it. It'll help when we have more product to get out there and start filming on that. And then, of course, our website is www.thunderrocketlures.com. Site is semi under development, so we can add all this product to it all at once. So if you go there right now, you'll find us, pin it, save it, whatever you need to do. Give it a couple weeks, get back on there. Find us on Facebook, follow us there. As soon as they're available, everybody, you will see it. You will know that it is here. We're ready to make some noise. That's for
Excellent.
sure.
And it's going to be a couple of great shows coming up here January 26th through the 29th, East Tennessee Fishing Show in Knoxville, and then our brand new show, which we just announced here on this episode, which people know about it now, but we've kind of been keeping it under wraps here for just a little bit. Going to be in Gadsden, Alabama in March, the 10th, 11th, and 12th of March. Going to be an awesome show at a great place, Coosa River Chain. Really happy to have you, be a part of that, and really looking forward to seeing not only the rigs, but the spinnerbaits are going to be great too as you unveil those in early 2023.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mike. We are super excited. We're excited to be there in Knoxville and in Alabama now with you.
Awesome. Well, we're going to let you get back fishing. I know you got an event coming up to get ready for, so you go ahead and get ready for that. I'm going to get ready for another segment. We'll be right back after this commercial break. I'm Mike DelVisco. Wade Werner's on the other side. That was the Outdoor Showcase.
Catch the best in outdoor products every month on the Outdoor Showcase. Hosts Shelia Bunch and Mike DelVisco bring you new, unique, and awesome products for the outdoors, featuring guests and segments. Whether you fish, boat, camp, or just love the outdoors, there's always something for everyone. We are live the last Thursday of every month, available on Fire TV and Roku. For more info or to have your products showcased, visit theoutdoorshowcase.com. We'll see you in the great outdoors.
Hey, it's Mike DelVisco back with you here, the Outdoor Showcase. And, these shows go by so fast. We're almost to the end of another show. But just real quick here, if you guys want to watch any of the previous episodes of the Outdoor Showcase and you have an Amazon or Roku device, we have our own show app. So you can go right on either one of those, download the app right onto your Fire Stick or your Roku device, and be able to watch the Outdoor Showcase 24/7, watch all the past episodes. And then new episodes will usually appear right after they air live on Facebook, either that day or the next day. But it's within 24 hours, you'll be able to see all the new episodes of the Outdoor Showcase. Coming up right now, however, we have our last guest of the evening, and I've been really looking forward to talking with this guy. I didn't realize that you were all the way out in North Dakota. We got Ken from Raptor Tackle, and I've spent the whole morning today trying to organize my boat to leave for a fishing trip tomorrow, and I can't tell you what a disaster my boat was. And I need to go buy some of your stuff right there, because that is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Well, I tell you what, it solves so many of your issues. It's incredible. Yeah, we'll get you hooked up good, Mike.
So I'm just going to kind of let you roll with this, not to, no pun intended, but I'm going to let you kind of roll with this and get you up there full screen so we can see and just, run through your products. And,
okay.
And if I may jump in here and there, but I'm just going to let you rock and roll.
Oh, I love it. I'll love it. I'm going to pretend I'm in Knoxville, Tennessee, because you guys rock and roll down there. Well, I'm Kenny from Raptor Tackle Roll, and our product As you can see, you see all of your lures. This is our Classic Pro. This is our original model we came out with. We started in 2014. But as you can see, your lures, they slip in and out of these vinyl pockets. The nice thing about this vinyl, it has a nice self-seal to it. So your lures, they stay in place just beautifully. This particular one, yeah, the Classic Pro, that's our flagship model. And you can load them up with whatever type of lures you want. This one I've got mostly bass lures, and this one here, these are my walleye plugs. That's from Bismarck, North Dakota, and this is the mighty Missouri River sitting behind me here. It was a well-kept secret until I started telling everybody how good it is for fishing. But next thing I'm going to go to here too, we've got 5 different models. Like I said, this is our Classic Pro. Then the second model we came out with is, we call it our Big Hitter. And so it's for your bigger plugs, like your stick baits. These are all deep divers. You can put lures in there up to about 6 inches. But the beautiful thing about the Big Hitter, it also is designed to handle your soft plastics. And you can actually even double these up. And what's so cool about it too is, just check this out. They take up so much less space. I say that's at least a 30% space saving. Even the ones with the plugs in it, you know, they roll up nice. And some of the details on the product, this is military grade Cordura 1000 canvas. Lasts you a lifetime. This vinyl is 16 gauge double polished. And we've got some bigger models where we actually go to 20 gauge. But one thing I got to point out here right away, I'm just anxious to tell you about this here. We actually came up with this idea back in 1994. We started the business at the end of 2014. But my wife and I made a couple of these in April 1994. And the reason I like to bring this along is this was used really, really hard for a lot of years. But what's significant about it, this is the exact same vinyl we're using today that we did back then. And, you know, hooks are sharp. You know, you do get some pokage in there, but the nice thing is it's not going to snag or tear on you. You know, if you get some hole poked in there, just pop it out like you're taking a fish off of a hook. But we do have aeration vents in there, just so we do have a little bit of air movement in there to go a long ways, you know, keep them hooks from rusting. Now, of course, if you're using saltwater stuff, you got to rinse your stuff off anyway. So there again. But okay, we saw the Classic Pro, the Big Hitter. Oh, here's a fun one I've been putting together here recently here. This is also the Big Hitter. What's cool about this, I'm loaded it up with, well, these are 6 XDs here. Holds your medium-sized swim bait. Yeah, this is a kind of a fun one. One of the nice things about being in this business, I get to buy more tackle than I really need. And I know all you guys do too.
Yeah, Ken, research and development.
It is R&D. You
Yeah.
know what? I don't even get hollered at anymore when I buy more fishing tackle because I need it.
Right.
Okay, the next one I'm going to go on to here too. This is our starting lineup. This is the 3rd model we came out with, and it works great for just a handful of your smaller lures. Like right here, this is one of my crappie bags, and I've got a couple of these loaded up with nothing but jig heads too. And this particular one, I've been using this one personally for about 6 years now, and it's still like brand new. And even with as heavy as much as I've got this loaded up with, it still rolls up into a nice package. So I'll just keep on going with the other models here, and then I'll wait for some questions from you all. Okay, one of them slipped down here. This is our Slugger Pro. This one's loaded up basically with musky lures, but what people are really loving this one for some of those big expensive swim baits. I know they're getting really popular nowadays. Be right back here. Sorry about that. Had some slippage. Up here in the North Country, we use bottom bouncers a lot. So this is aside from me storing the big musky lures and swim baits, like all your bottom bouncer rigs, your spinner rigs, hand-tied spinners. And also, I don't know if some of you Southerners can relate to this. This is, again, the same model, the Slugger Pro. Also designed it to hold your salmon flashers. So, now this one, a little bit different. You skip a couple of the pockets, but it folds up into a pretty nice cube. And then the last model that I'm going to show you before we go on to some other things, this is the Grand Slam. Now here again, this one I've got loaded up with some musky plugs. And I actually have one of these that I couldn't find last night. I've got loaded up with these 10XDs. You can double some of them up. I don't know if you can see that or not. But you just kind of have to set patterns up, kind of. And here's another good display of that one. I'm putting in a plug for a friend of mine, Darren from Pro Tour Baits. He's got some dandy stuff. I keep telling him he's got to get down south. He's from Wisconsin. Because you bass guys are, I mean, you have to have such a huge arsenal.
Yeah.
And for what I've got on this table here right now, guys, I can't imagine how many boxes you'd have to handle this.
Right. And here's the one thing that I've taken away from your presentation here is that think about like the bottom bouncers and the flasher spoons and all this bigger stuff that's just, they just don't make storage for those types of for that type of equipment. So your wraps are perfect for being able to store that stuff, keep it from getting destroyed or rusted out, ruined, and organized too.
Especially with like those swim baits. I don't know if you use many of those swim baits, Mike, but
yeah.
Gosh, for being at these the shows, when I'm on the road in the wintertime, I can't believe what people are spending for some of this stuff. A couple $100 plus,
Yeah.
But they must work, and I must catch that one kicker you need for those tournaments.
That's right. So
yeah.
Great organization. And I am like a super organized person. I just got done fishing a tournament. That's why my boat was a disaster. So I spent a couple days and got everything cleaned up, and now I'm organized and getting ready to hit the road again. But man, what Raptor Tackle Roll just serves a lot of purpose for being able to solve a bunch of issues that we all have. How do we keep our stuff organized, and how do we get at it quick? And I love this stuff. It's awesome.
Yeah, it solves just so many of the issues you have. I mean, this is close to a perfect system as you're going to get. As always, you still have to take care of yourself if you want to last. So that's another reason I like bringing this old along. These are, these lures are almost 30 years old, and you pull some of them out, and they, other than a few fish scars on them, they look like brand new yet.
Yeah. Now, how do the baits actually fit into the individual clear pouches? Are they zippered or?
They're actually, it's the vinyl. The double polish is the key to this vinyl, and it's all UV protected stuff. That's why this one lasted so long. But now there's something I always have to point out. The very top pocket, we reversed that one. I should have started with. Okay, here's all the pockets. See how this vinyl, it sticks to itself? Even this old one does. You might have to clean some fish grime off there, but you can see the lures just slip in and out of there real simple. And like I said, how it seals up like that. Now, the very top pocket, we reversed that one. And the reason, so you basically just have to flip it over to get at it, at your lure. But the reason for that, if this is hanging up, it's going to shed water 100%. Now, I can't say that these are waterproof because we have the aeration vents in there. But the one nice thing also too, and I don't know if anybody's ever experienced this will float with lures in it. Now, this one with the bottom bouncers, that one ain't gonna float, or my jig bag, but this will.
Yeah. So that saves a bunch of time if you're changing baits, picking new baits, going through stuff. You don't have to go ahead and unzip something, zip it back up, put the bait back in. You just peel it off, pull your bait out, you're ready to go.
That's right. And you know what, Mike? I can honestly guarantee you this will make you a better angler. Basically, because you're going to spend more time.
I definitely need one.
I think you do fine. But yes, this would definitely, I mean, truly it does, because you see what you've got. You're not untangling stuff, and so you got more time in the water and less time fiddling around.
Yeah. And think about, I mean, I fish out of a, 21-foot bass boat, but think of the people that don't,
Yeah.
canoes, car toppers, kayaks. The kayak fishing is really popular now. And
Oh,
think
you're
how
not
much
kidding.
stuff that they, the room that they've got limited space. So they can
They
save a
do.
ton of room and not have to worry about, leaving stuff behind because they don't have enough room. They get a couple of Raptor Tackle Rolls, they're ready to rock and roll.
Absolutely. I have to say honestly that the kayak anglers are probably, I know they're some of our best customers. I'm not saying probably, they are, because space is at such a premium. I just remembered I've got one more thing I can show you out here too.
Sure.
We've got this is the Raptor Traveler. It's a tote system. Show you how it works pretty quick. I've got this designed here so that you can store, as you see, you've got these real long Velcro strips on them. And so you can store anywhere from 1 roll all the way up to, now these are some of the bigger ones, the Slugger Pros here, but you can fit up to probably six of them in here. Throw the old guy in there too. And it's like this. You basically just want to, just like that. Got a carrying handle. Simple, but very effective. Also has a shoulder strap on it. So all you need is the other cooler with your 6-pack of beer and a box of worms, and here we go.
There you go. Now, is there a way to label the individual rolls so that okay, one's got crankbaits, one's got top waters, one's got plastics in it, and that sort of stuff?
I'm so glad you asked that question. You know what? For all these years, we've been having this little Velcro patch. This would be the loop fastener. They're on the back side of every model. Now, I can't believe I don't have one with me, but included with every unit, there's a mating Velcro hook patch made out of the same Cordura material you can slap on there. Now, so you can write on there whatever you've got. And you know what really got me thinking about this is once you get started with our system, you need a quick way to identify them. And what made me really realize that when I started getting pictures from some of our customers that they've got 8 of them stacked on the front end of their boat, and I was like, oh man, what's what here? And so we finally got that covered. Like I said, they're putting the patch on there for years, but now we've got the patches. So we're always, and I'll tell you another thing that we do, Mike, too. I just love going to the trade shows. I mean, it's a hard grind. I know you know what that's all about.
Yes.
In the first 3 months of the year, January, February, March, and it doesn't matter if you're in California, Tennessee, or North Dakota, it's those first 3 months. But anyways, I've listened to what anglers have told me. So even though our basic design is the same, on our Classic Pro as an example, I'm constantly tweaking these things. And it might be just a matter of moving the pockets a little bit this way, a little bit that way, moving the Velcro around, I try to make the dimensions so we can cover every type of fishing you're doing. And as you know, the fishing lures, I mean, you've got so many sizes, shapes, and weights, and it's bill sizes, your floaters, your square bills. That's why I'm excited about. I should give you. I do have another model coming out too, specifically for square bills, and
Nice.
I'm not going to have that out until after the first of the year. So I probably shouldn't have said that. But,
Okay. So people that are coming to either the East Tennessee Fishing Show in January or our brand new show, which is we just unveiled that on this show here earlier in the episode, is going to be in Gadsden, Alabama in March of 2023.
I know Sheila told me about that a couple of days ago, and
awesome.
I'm already booked, but I can pretty much guarantee I'm going to get down to Alabama next year, or not next year, in 24 for sure.
Right.
Like I said, it's kind of a drag because all these shows are stacked.
Right.
That particular weekend that you guys have chosen for that Alabama show, I've got a choice of 5 other shows to do that weekend. But I guarantee it from customer response, like the East Tennessee Fishing Show. I'm not just saying this just because we're got this interview thing going, but that is my number one show.
Yeah.
It is. Shelia does such a tremendous job with that. I mean, I've never seen a show with, you won't find Scentsy candles and, all that kind of stuff. If it's not fishing related,
It's
you
not
ain't
in
gonna
that
see
show.
it there.
That's right. So
Yeah.
we are actually just about out of time. That went by so quick, but I want to make sure that we get your website plug in there, social media stuff, so people know where to find you.
Okay, it's www.raptortackleroll.com. My name is Kenny. I've got some nicknames I probably shouldn't mention, but anyways, yeah, looking forward to the upcoming season. Strangely enough, for somebody in the tackle and fishing related stuff supply, our season is just going to be starting here in about a month here.
Right.
So it's almost go time.
Yeah, and even something that we don't do down south, but you do there, is ice fishing too. So
Yes.
there is tons of different applications for your product. Check them out on social media. Check them out online. Check them out if you're going to the East Tennessee Fishing Show in January.
Yep.
I am for certain going to be a customer. I need to get some of these things to get my boat even more organized than it is now. Ken, thanks so much for being here with us this evening, and we'll see you pretty soon at the East Tennessee Fishing Show.
Sounds good. One more little plug here.
Sure.
I'm going to have some specials coming up here pretty quick too, so keep an eye out.
Okay.
So give you an opportunity to load up a little bit heavier than you planned.
Sure. Keep up with him on social media and his website. Pleasure having you on here, Ken. We'll see you soon.
Take care.
There he goes, Ken from Raptor Tackle. We are almost at the end of another show. Got a little bit of housekeeping to do right after this commercial break. We'll be right back. I'm Mike DelVisco, the Outdoor Showcase.
Catch the best in outdoor products every month on the Outdoor Showcase. Hosts Shelia Bunch and Mike DelVisco bring you new, unique, and awesome products for the outdoors, featuring guests and segments. Whether you fish, boat, camp, or just love the outdoors, there's always something for everyone. We are live the last Thursday of every month, available on Fire TV and Roku. For more info or to have your product showcased, visit theoutdoorshowcase.com. We'll see you in the great outdoors.
Hey, Mike DelVisco, back with you here, and the end of another edition of the Outdoor Showcase. Tons of great content this show, and an exciting announcement about the East Tennessee Fishing Show coming to further south in Gadsden, Alabama. I cannot wait for that. Been excited to announce this for the last few weeks since I've known, but I know Sheila's excited. I'm excited. Hugh's excited. It's going to be a great show down there in Gadsden, Alabama. We will keep bringing you great content from all of the vendors that are going to be at either the East Tennessee Fishing Show or the Alabama Fishing Expo in Gadsden, Alabama. For now, tune in next week, October 13th, for another edition of the Outdoor Showcase. I'm Mike DelVisco. Until then, we'll see you soon.